Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome back to the Gems of War Guild Wars week, 25, day 2. It is a blue day, and similar to last blue day, there is something I want to try, and this time it even has a slight bonus to it, and that is, of course, the new, what's his name, Merlion. Wanted to go mess with Merlion again to see how he will be able to do against the teams. And of course, we should start seeing some unique teams. Of course, they're going for a really annoying one, figures. But that is indeed a unique team. Let me see if I can find it in all this mess. Where is it? 4 times blue? Is it this one? Yes, it is. It is the Scion, Corvash, KrissTigger, and the Merlion. So yeah, let's get into this. Double check that it is indeed a blue day. Oh, and they did make that visual change, by the way. That was one of them I was referring to. They did do a little mini patch recently. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed. They changed a couple of the visuals. I didn't bother going over it because basically everything in it was relatively trivial, and it was just like a few visual changes and stuff and readability changes. But that was one of the changes. It now shows like a big background behind it, and then just a colored thing, so it indicates the color of the day. I still wish I had the previous format. I don't know why they changed it on that. This whole page, honestly, could definitely be almost reverted back to what it was before. Because it's a little bit more confusing since you have to click there to see your score and everything, and the color is just weirder than it was before. But oh well, not to matter. Let's just get into the first battle then. And move this, and there we go. Okay. Also, hello all the peoples in chat. Hello Henny, hello Mortax, hello Gilex, hello War, hello Strawn, hello Mehmet, hello Unknown, hello Timothy, hello JZG, hello The Bieber, hello Amanda, hello D, hello Joseph, and hello Max, hello Nautical. Welcome all, welcome, welcome. Is there any questions and all that? I don't believe so, but yeah, if anyone has any questions, team builds you want me to go over, or anything of the such, or need help building teams, feel free to leave them in chat. Okay, he has no mana yet, so there's nothing we can do with that. Likely just going to take a skull here, start hitting down that Kraken. Oh, perfect, perfect, nice. Get another little poke on it, and we'll probably just go for some mana here. At this point, we could almost just kill it with skulls. We're on track to be able to do that. If we could just get one Scion into a skull, then boom, we just did all the damage we need. So we have the Scion part of that now. I don't know if we go for it yet, though. Might wait one turn and just go for Merlion. And now is when we'd go for the drain right there. And I believe the Merlion, no he does not. He's 3 damage short of being able to get that kill. That is quite unfortunate. I would definitely go for it if he was capable of doing that right now. So we're just going to take a couple of our manas, get ready on the Merlion soon. Trying to find a skull if we can would be very helpful. I'll take this green into a blue. He does have that. I don't believe we need to counter it though. There's not that much blue on the board, and he does indeed miss. And he gives us a skull, though he does give the HP so it survives. But we can simply just follow up on it. Okay, so we definitely want a KrissTigger here. Question is where we want a KrissTigger. So we'll do that for the skull, and we get some yellow, which we don't use, but at least we deny it from his Valkyrie. And now we can take a skull into blue, which will give us almost full mana. Or never mind, we surged, so it did give full mana. Perfect. And now we can just... do we go for Corvash? I kind of want to throw Scion now, but yeah, I am going to go get Corvash up first. Very nice. Wow. That was pretty lucky. We can now go with the double kill right there, getting both those down, and now we just have to deal with one singular Queen Mab, which should be pretty straightforward. I'll go take a... Ooh, how do we do this? We could take a purple and have it in 2 turns, or we could take a green, have it now, but then I have to worry about the cascade. I'll still do it. Okay, so we do that. Oh, or we could worry about it not surging. That is also a factor. Whoops. Okay. Oh, now that's a bit of an issue. Not too big a deal though. Oh wait, can we kill it right now? I forgot. We have the new guy. He does double damage on the thing. So yeah, that is enough damage. I completely forgot about that. The new Merlion is pretty decent. Out of all the silencers, he definitely, or all the double silencers, he's definitely the best one of the 3. Not only does he have impervious, but his double hit, well for one, he can double hit. The other 2 can't double hit when there's only 1 enemy left. But since he does twice as much damage when they're silenced, and he gets to hit them twice, the second hit ends up doing the double damage. So it's basically like you're hitting them 3 times instead of 2, which is kind of cool. Also, there's our like 3,201 points that we had there. That is from the 2,000 extra from using a unique defend team today. Of course, that's in effect now. Our current win rate is slightly better today. Well, it's technically the exact same amount of wins, but we've lost less, so technically that is better. But yeah, we're 3-7. We went 3-12 the previous day, so that's about 50%. I'm fine with that. Wish we could have gotten a few more battles than that, though. Not quite sure how we got so few compared to the previous day. I guess they haven't done a lot of their battles yet. The only thing I could possibly think of. I haven't done some of it, but still, it shouldn't be that drastic of a difference. Oh well. Anyways, into next battle and see how that goes. What level does your guild need to be to get the bonus like armor and life? There is no specific level that you have to be. You get it from completing out all the tasks within a certain category. So for example, completing out all of the purple tasks gives you 2 magic. Completing out all the red tasks gives you 3 attack, I think? I actually forget what the bonuses even are, because I just perpetually always have it, due to my guild always doing them. But yeah, they have nothing to do with your guild's level. They have everything to do with if you're doing all the tasks of a certain color or not. That's the only factor that determines if you get the bonus. Alright, so he puts a bunch of yellow on the board. I should have switched out, because now he's using a Mercy on a team that we are really bad against that much yellow on the board. But that is not a color we want to have on it at all, whatsoever. But oh well, we'll take the skull, get a brown, go from there. He pokes us back, not for that much damage though. We can remove, I might as well just remove the yellow at this point, even if it doesn't cascade into much, just to get it off the board. We could skull here. It would give us purple, which would give us a crystallize, even though we wouldn't gain any direct mana from it. So I believe I am going to go for that then. We'll get our crystallize. He does get a pretty lucky extra turn there. We can go for another skull, which will bring him into Scion range for the next turn. 1 HP. Yeah, I knew that wouldn't kill, but had to lower him. So we'll just go throw to Scion now. That also won't kill us, barely. Again, in 1-shot range. We'll go take the skull, get that last little bit of its mana, get to full mana. We could throw another Scion if we wanted to. None of them really have much mana though, so I'm probably going to pass for this turn. And we do get Corvash, very nice, and a skull just laying there on the board, so I'll go for the skull. KrissTigger for some cleanup, and see what we can do from there. So, not really any point in taking out yellow, so we'll go do that. Then we'll just take whatever, and then we'll go for Corvash, Scion, Skull Poke Dead, or something along those lines. So, Corvash. And that's not going to be anywhere near enough damage. I might just want to get another Corvash up. The only problem is I did get rid of brown earlier, so we are kind of lacking in that color. So we'll just throw a Scion there. Kind of waiting till he messes up and sets us up with some board. But he doesn't appear to be doing that, so we'll just go take that down and get a bunch of cascades. He does go for the kill there. That is a little bit unfortunate, which means we'll need to go for a KrissTigger finish here to make sure that we do indeed get that summon in to make up for the fact that we lost a troop there. So we don't use purple anymore. We could go for a Merlion. A little bit risky in that we might give him an extra turn up there on skulls or something. And nope, we didn't give it to him. Very nice. And yeah, we could just go for the double silence. That will unfortunately win us the battle though. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we are going to go for the KrissTigger, and then we can win that way. And we'll get our summon. So we couldn't do the Merlion. It was enough to win with, but not going for it. Hey, we got 2 gold. How did we get 2 gold keys in one battle? Wow. You get those at I think it's 1 in 100 chance from every manual move you do or something like that. I know it only applies to manual moves. It doesn't apply to like cascades and stuff like that. By manual moves, I mean like when you like deliberately swipe a gem, not from the actual cascades or anything. Also, hello, Ella Matrix, and thank you for that. Is 2 wins and loses, or is it 2 wins out of 2 battles? What are you referring to with that? Let's see. Or was that a JZG? Oh, never mind. You were talking to JZG. Also, hello, Joe and Medieval and Chris Border. Welcome, 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 welcome. Also, Joseph. I think I forgot Joseph. Let's see. Are those defend battles wins, loses, or wins battles? It's wins battles. I'm pretty sure it is wins battles. I can almost guarantee that it is wins battles. It's how many times you have won out of however many battles there were. Wait, is it actually wins and losses? That would make more sense if so. That actually would make more sense relative to the amount of battles we had. I assumed because it's an out of thingy, it was like X amount out of however many. Okay. Well, let's go throw down a green surge. And then we can just go and Scion into KrissTigger. If that is win-losses, then those are some really bad win rates then for every single team. Alright, he's gonna Scion us here. What to do for follow-up? We can't really try Scioning him now since he kind of just did his whole drain thing. Also, he's using the same defend as me today. You might have seen the video. No, this is a really common team. What to do? I guess we just move this to deny yellow, though he's going to explode the board, so it doesn't really make much difference. Well, I guess it does. We get a bunch of stuff on the top, which is almost a bad thing because it gives it right to him. Alright, we can take another skull. Again, he got rid of all his mana, though, so it's not going to do much. But one more skull poke will take him out. Stop taking our mana! Gosh, okay. But at least he can't do anything at the moment, so we'll go do that. We can take this yellow down into a skull. And that will kill the Scion that we need killed. It will give him greens, though, which will get him towards Famine. Kind of have to let it happen, though. And Ragnargord will get him to full mana on his Famine. Not a single thing I can do about that. But if nothing else, at least we can get a nice KrissTigger down. He does not land an extra turn, so that's good for us. He is about to Famine us, though. That is really bad for us. So we're just going to go for pure damage here. And, yeah, that's not going to be enough to really stop the Famine. But luckily, he has not actually gone to secure a kill yet. I'm going to have to give him more greens again, but I need the skull damage to poke him out with. One more will be the final blue to him. We'll get another purple to get KrissTigger rolling again, so we can start getting that. And then I guess we start working on Merlion as well. The only issue with that, though, is I don't think I'll be able to get it in time, since we can only really target reds, and that's not going to be too easy to do, getting it off of just red alone. At least in the situation that we're in right now anyways, with barely any red next to each other. So we're going to go for a purple here. Try rushing up the Scion. If nothing else, if we can find a skull, we'll be able to take him out with that by draining him down. We are double def marked. If nothing else, we can win off of just Merlion if it comes down to that. Ideally, of course, similar to the previous battle, we are going to want to get a KrissTigger cast off in order to make sure we maintain our points from having a full team. I kind of want to take that yellow just despite the Famine. Just so you don't have it. Ow, that damage. Okay. Forgot. They both can hit the HP, so that does bring it down quite a bit quicker. What's the game plan here then? Well, you basically just have to keep waiting out for KrissTigger while denying out Famine, which isn't working well because he keeps taking mana. But luckily this green, our denial on him is something we actually need as well. And this turn we will be able to attack, so probably on yellow or brown or something like that we're going to want to aim for here, just to make sure that he doesn't get his mana for his Famine, so we will go for that. It is indeed enough damage, and now the only thing we need to do is really just get another KrissTigger off. If we can't do that, just simply kill it would be plan B, which appears to be the plan we'll have to go with, because I don't believe I'm going to be able to get enough mana quick enough to go for the summon route. So we are going to lose a little bit of points there because of that. Ideally, if we were to go for that, we'd go for purple right now then. Unfortunately, there's none, so I'll go for the denial. Maybe we'll get a Merlion as well, and we do indeed get a Merlion. It doesn't look like I'll be able to get KrissTigger up, but this Merlion will be enough to end the battle. Oh, wow, we didn't surge it. That is really bad. Okay. Oh, and I didn't even take the yellow. So that wouldn't have actually given us anything if I did. Neither of us gained any value from taking that. Well then. Okay, well, hopefully we can get at least one more summon here. So we'll take the blue so they both get up in case something miraculously dies, like the KrissTigger. And then we could just kill it like this. So that will end out the battle. But we did end up losing one troop and quite a bit of points from the delay in that outro battle. That did not go too well at the end there. But, oh well. You're using the defend as well, but you didn't fight you. You're glad you didn't have to fight you. Yeah, it's a pretty annoying team that with the Famine Def, not really, it's not as meta these days as compared to what it used to be, like how strong it was. But it's still really annoying to deal with. Famine in any team is really annoying to deal with, because if it starts getting ahead of you, you sometimes can't get back, and then you just lose, and then it's just a long, drawn-out battle where you know you're going to lose by the end of it, but you just have to kind of like play it out in hopes that you don't. Okay, well, move that down, move that down. Pretty good start so far. Got a little bit of everything. So we'll go move that over. That does give us a Scion to be able to use for utility purposes. A little bit more into our Merlion for our disable. And then we could just take some more blue or brown into our Corvash Skull. Do we really need to take it? I think I will. Kind of rather go for the mana, but we'll be able to just drain him anyways. So off the board here, I do want to get more blue, even if it's at the cost of brown, so I will go for that. And very nice cascade off the top right there, 4 times out of nowhere. I am perfectly fine with that. We'll go take the recrystal. Oops, wrong direction. Go take the recrystallize. Had an extra turn chance there as well, though we did not get it. Take red into purple. Don't need purple at the moment though. Though I do need red. I think we go for a Scion. You know what? Let me just go for all mana. Oh, perfect. Another cascaded extra turn. Good thing I did not cast right there, or he probably would have gone for that, and then he really would have gotten a lead, and probably would have killed us with everything that he would have threw thereafter. But let's go for a Scion here. Get a little bit of drain here and there. See what we can do with that. Maybe throw down up a green and then go for some browns. Oh, never mind. We don't need brown at the moment. But at least he gives us some blue. You're really lucky with those. That's enough for kill. Good thing it didn't agile. And yeah, now we can Corvash it for full drain. Now we can Scion to keep the rest of them at bay. And that is pretty much a win right there. Not much can really mess it up now. I guess we go for the skull, sure. Go for that. Get a KrissTigger down. Do it on pure damage. And then just throw a Merlion into some Scion. And we'll be good to go. And that will make sure he can't get any more mana now. And now we can drain them. Even though we can't see their mana value, they do still get drained through Silence. One other thing that's pretty interesting about Silence, though there isn't currently any excessively viable team that can do it at this current moment in time, but you can use a mana burn plus Silence combination. Silence a enemy when they have full mana, and then mana burn them with a mana burning troop. And if you do this combination, they will still be hit for the full amount. So for example, if he was still silenced, gosh, he broke his silence, but let's say, assume he was still silenced, and let's say he had 14 out of 14 mana, and we had him silenced, a mana burn would still do the full 14 additional damage, even though you don't actually see the value of his mana. It is still there and does still count towards things like that. And let's just throw the KrissTigger next, and that should be enough damage. And yes, it is. And down he goes. Any ideas for a green Guild War defend team, excluding Mythics, thinking of basing it around Savage Hunter? Yep, that's exactly what I did. Actually, I'm using a really weird team right now for my green day. And it's actually buildable by you as well. It's pretty low rarity other than King's Salinas, which is a fully traded legend. But I'm mainly using him as a backline. Impervious was the main reason he was added. You could go and budget down to like a Goblin Rocket or something like that. But yeah, most of this team's pretty cheap. Let's just say we did replace this with a Goblin Rocket. The main reason I have this in the back, though, is for backline Impervious. But let's just go over this thing. It's basically just a freeze. I don't have a Queen map since I already used it for the other slot, so we needed a nice tanky freeze. This one can freeze on skulls and has stone skin. Main reason I'm doing this is a lot of people tend to run things like Web Spinner and Kraken on Green Day, both of which are very heavily looped teams, and being able to freeze them will be pretty handy for us. Savage Hunter, of course, is for the obvious reason. Pretty much any newer player who's trying to run a green Guild War defend will be running this. It deals triple damage whenever it hits a green, and if the entire enemy team is green, then it always does triple damage, and mine will be doing 90 damage per attack. While that's not enough to kill, combined with things like Salinas, which does some split damage and stuff, will be enough to kill. Azura is mainly here for mana generation, as well as just some stat reduction. And King Salinas is mainly here just for the Impervious, to be honest, and also because he covers the color, and because he does some full AoE that will be able to allow, or not full AoE, but pretty much full AoE. He burns everything, which will start chipping them down, and does a little bit of split damage that'll hit 2 or 3 enemies. But, yeah, it'll help Savage Hunter be able to clean up on those kills, so it'll work out pretty nice. The way that you can downgrade this is replace out King Salinas with Goblin Rocket, and replace out Ice Golem with... is there anything else that freezes on Skull? A Wraith. You could replace it with a... Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, you could replace it with a Wraith, which death marks and freezes on Skull, which wouldn't be too bad. Especially if it actually gets the Mana Steal. That would be really funny. That would be a really good way to troll people. Anyways, let's go do our final battle. Let's see, where is our final battle? There it is, against the Terran, and he's using Firestraw, Kraken, Yasmin's Chosen, and Queen Mab. I was thinking of doing that instead of the Justice Queen Mab team. Yeah, I ended up going Kraken, Valkyrie, Justice, Queen Mab, but of course the Firestraw and the Yasmin is just so ridiculously solid. It's something I used a lot when she first came out. Haven't really been bothering much with it now, but it is definitely really decent. I will have to watch out here. Since it does have an entangle, it could entangle my Scion, which would, unless we take an extra turn on the skulls, would basically make it so we cannot drain on skulls. That might not be as big of an issue, but yeah, he does have a lot of entangle there. It's going to be able to do stuff like that. So right here, I'm going to look for some drops. I'm going to remove these yellows, even though neither of us actually need it, but nothing else will give us more cascade chances everywhere on the board. So we got our initial drain, and I'm not going to be doing that yet, though. Ideally, I want to be able to take blue mana here, of which we can't actually take, so we're just going to go for some red instead. So we'll just move right there. Blue, there's no way to take that without giving him mana. Oh wait, or is there? That would move all that down. No, that would still be the exact same situation. Yeah, if I take this red into that blue, it would still give him a 4 times yellow, which would freeze us and give him the thing. So I'm not going to go for it. I think I'm just going to go for a drain here, as much as I do want to take that. Okay, so he took that one move, so now I can take the red. It is safe to take the red now. Though if I do, it will allow him to entangle us, so I guess it's not purely safe. So I'm not going to go for it yet. I was trying to delay him getting an entangle on us for as long as possible. Apparently he's still got one. So we could hope for a red surge. That's not going to be full mana. We'd still need one more little burst to be able to go all the way up. We could take a purple now. That will give us a Scion, which we can go throw at him to just keep his mana down. And what's the game plan here? We can either Skull to drain or let him Kraken. I think I'm going to let him Kraken, surprisingly. There we go. Very nice. Because we have the Impervious, we have the... there's barely any blue on the board, so there wasn't much of a drawback to letting him do his thing. So now we could remove yellow, though he doesn't need it either. That would also give him a 5 times red. That would probably not be a good idea. I want to try keeping the reds if we can to get Merlion. Actually, I might just swipe them right now. We'll go for that. Very nice extra turn right there. And let's see. What's to remove? Might just take a brown and hope it surges. Then again, I could just take a blue and then my entire team goes up if it surges. There we go. Perfect. Exactly what we needed. And now we could just go crazy. So we'll move that up. Take a KrissTigger to remove the yellow, I guess, because we don't use it. I want to keep the red because he doesn't use that, but we do. And might need to start getting rid of green soon, but never mind. I won't need to, because he's going to die right now. I need to maybe deny out blue, which would be a little bit weird because I need blue so heavily. But we'll see. I can give him green here, but that would give him a freeze and everything. I'm going to let him take that skull and just go for the drain instead. We'll still get some drain down, but it'll allow us to take free greens since we're not frozen on it, and some free reds, so we don't actually need that at the moment since we got full mana. The blues I can't really take for the freeze, so I'm not going to bother to. We'll probably just swipe it upwards. It would give us a chance to stun Queen Mab though, but I'm not excessively concerned of her freeze at this point. We don't really have any kind of loopage within our team, so there's not as much worry of disabling her as quickly as possible, or even at all. So we'll go for the Merlion here. I don't want to take those blues because it will give them 4 times brown to go into the Chalice. Or Yasmin's Chosen, I mean. The other one's called Chalice. The other, Yasmin's Chalice, is what the other one is called. Which is why I just called her Chalice. Okay, let's disable Kraken just to ensure it does indeed go down. I really wish that would have hit Yasmin as well. There's a chance Yasmin could potentially win just from sheer luck. Chance of that happening is excessively unlikely, but she could infinitely loop us with just 1 cast. So gotta watch out for that. We'll take the reds, obviously, get that up. I might need to switch up this banner. It's really heavy on all the colors we need. The fact that it has that -1 red is a little bit annoying because of how heavily blocked our Merlion actually is on the team. Oh, I just gave it purple. I don't think it was within sight though. But we'll go drain this mana, and that gives us a full Scion, and that does appear to be match. Do we even bother with taking this blue? Yes, because it gives us a skull. Oh wait, no it doesn't. I didn't see that blue right there. That doesn't give us a skull. So we'll just throw this at whatever and then go from there. and then throw the Scion for the final blow. And don't! No! Why? My points. Why? Why do you actually turn like that? Okay, I gotta kill it there. I wasn't gonna bother with the rest of the battle. Fail. That cost us like 200 or 300 points. You're finding that the Guild War defense team does not always stay once you've set it. Oh, that is a glitch. They reported onto. Oh yeah, that is win-losses. You were right, whoever said that. This is the amount of wins and amount of losses. So it's 3 wins, 12 losses, 3 wins, 7 losses. Okay, I see. Oh, those are some really bad win rates then. But as far as the Guild War defense saving, I have not had a single issue with that, though I have seen people reporting it on all platforms. Not quite sure what's causing it. The devs are also unsure what's causing it. I have not seen it occur once. But, yeah, there's a post on it on the forum, and they're trying to figure out, troubleshoot exactly what's going on with it. But yeah, I've never had a single one of my defend teams reset yet. No, but no, it's been perfectly fine for me so far. Let's see. What is your question, Mortax? Would you still recommend Azura if she is currently untraded in that team? Yes, Azura is perfectly fine untraded. She doesn't really have anything good going for her on traits other than her arcane. But you don't really need that. That's not going to make too big a difference. Well, on longer battles, it would make more of a difference. But, yeah, it's not going to come into play much. It just gives her a few additional stat reduction, which of course is helpful, but not a necessity. The main thing that she's made for is having the very large amount of explosion that she can easily do. While it's nice that she has the stat reduction, just this dispel explosion is generally enough to make her worth using for the most part. Yeah, it's perfectly fine if you don't have arcane on her. Anyways, Guild War is done. Let's go do Guild War is done. Let's go do dungeons, and then go from there. Where are we right now in the results? Right now, not that the ranking. We are in 3rd. How do we drop? Well, hopefully, Tough Unrepentant has done most of their battles already. We still have quite a few of ours, but we'll see where it comes down to. So we're in 3rd right now. We are 1 person down right now. Actually, are we 2 or 1? I forget, but I know for sure I have at least 1 person who hasn't done a single battle yet. So hopefully he'll be back this week. Otherwise, we'll need to replace him next week. Poor Holog. I have no clue what he's up to lately. Anyways, let's go to dungeons. Dungeon, pillage. To pillage and plunder. Okay, let's just throw it out with dragons. Oh, not there. Yeah, we'll go trolls. Stick with the trolls. Who would craft first, Famine or Guard's Avatar? I would say Famine, because Guard's Avatar in the current meta is horrifically bad. The main reason being is there's so many Krakens. Guard's Avatar does not like getting hit, and Kraken, everything that a Kraken does can hit it directly, because Guard's Avatar is generally a 3rd slot troop, and yeah, Kraken hits 3rd pretty hard. It's one of the few troops in the game that can hit 3rd to a decent degree. And since almost everyone is running on their team, there's really no point in using Guard's Avatar at the moment. It's really inconsistent based on what currently gets used in PvP. It's a really strong troop, don't get me wrong. But in the current state of what people are using, it's not as good as it used to be. It'll become better in the future. So at the moment, I would just go Famine, because Famine's good now. Or at least between those two that you mentioned. Famine, I would say, is at least at this current moment in time, the better choice to go for. Well, we'll go move that down. Get a bunch of manas. That over. Double the brown? No, we'll go take the purple over. Get a nice little scope poke. Yeah, I forgot to cover the the Soul Forge this week. I need to put like some kind of reminder. That's the 2nd time I've since Dungeons came out that I forgot to cover the Soul Forge in the Monday video. It is something that normally flies by me. I'll like go to the event keys, but then I'll completely forget to go show whatever the dungeon is. Or, you know, the dungeon rewards. I mean, the Soul Forge rewards. I keep calling it dungeon because we're in dungeon right now. Let's go, I guess, Element Grim because it's going to miss. And then we'll go and throw the double because it's going to definitely hit. And then we can just win from there. And that is definitely a match. Check out this site for spoilers. Yes, there is a new site that someone posted. I did see that earlier. Haven't really explored the site that much, but yes, someone did make a pretty interesting utility tool from Hogan's, actually. It was the guild we just fought. The people from that guild, or someone in that guild, ended up creating that list of basically utility tools, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I haven't really explored that much, but it's a pretty nice post. And Max just posted it on the chat right there. You crafted in Furnace on Monday after reset. Yeah, and Furnace is also a really decent option out of them. Honestly, out of the three, I'd probably say Furnace is probably your best bet if you have the trait stones to trade it. If you don't have the trait stones to trade it, then it would probably be more of a famine lean, I would say. Okay, well, I'll go double that. Or, I keep saying double, that's not even a doubler. The other one's the doubler. Okay, that's match. Don't really need to worry about these. And there we go, that is dungeons. Poor dungeons. You get wiped so easily in late game. Anyways, let's go claim our reward. They did mention that they are going to, in the future, add a way to like farm diamonds and possibly even these other jewels and shards and stuff in the future. Not quite sure what they're going to be adding it to, but they did say that they likely will add it to something into a very small amount. Kind of like how Treasure Hunt gives barely any gems, but technically does give gems. I feel like that's exactly what they're going to do with diamond shards, stuff like that. They made a small mention of it on one of their streams, and it is something that they are looking into. Not sure if it'll be on a completely new minigame, or if it'll be on a treasure hunt buff, or whatever else, but there is a chance that they will be adding it. Okay. So, right off the bat here, guess we'll just go for some skull, get the stun in, get the disable, and kind of just go from there. Stream? Baby, come back. Okay, it died. There it is. We died for like 10 seconds. I think we should be back now. Yep, and now stream quality is bad. I have no clue what's up with that. There is a small storm by me right now, but I guess that's what's doing it. It seems pretty trivial though. if the rained for like about 5 minutes, it's really weird. I have no clue why. Only in South Carolina, or it might be a thing where you're near like hurricane areas. But whenever I lived up north, this never really happened. But down south in South Carolina, you'll have like it'll be completely nice out. Like it could be not a single cloud in sight, and then like 5 minutes later, just a complete downpour, and then it goes away. It's really weird. Yeah, I know. The stream went down, I think, for like 5 seconds or something. We're back now, though. Or should be. Connection is still pretty wavering, though. Hopefully we won't completely lose connection. Alright, anyways, let's go and move that over. Get ourselves a double brown there. And get that down. Move that over. Double the purple. Go for an Ellie. And that is match. One more little blast, and down it goes. Oh yeah, the Australian internets. Yeah, I feel bad for them. Because it just keeps disconnecting whenever they try doing their stream on Twitch. It might have to do slightly with Twitch as well. I've always had issues when trying to stream on Twitch. There hasn't been a single stream I've ever did on Twitch that really had like 0 issues whatsoever. Of course, I still have them occasionally with YouTube, and it's a little weird sometimes. But it hasn't happened anywhere near as much as what Twitch has. Let's see. I think one of the other issues too with Twitch is I believe they give lower priority to connection for people that aren't actually partnered with them. And since the Gems of War devs nor me are partnered with Twitch, our connection was basically worse when doing streaming there. I'll go throw an LA McGrim. Go get the purples down. Get another LA McGrim. Go down another Infernus. Actually, that was the first Infernus, but down he goes, and that's match. I can confirm Australia internet is bad. They should really try using Mixer or YouTube, to be honest. What is Mixer, by the way? I have heard of it. I've never bothered using it, though. Also, I'm going for the revenge on the 1 trophy, mainly because, for any of you that don't know already, I mentioned it a couple times, but figured I'd keep mentioning it because a lot of people may not know. The way that revenges work, and still work even after the most recent patch, is any revenge you do, even though it doesn't show that you're gaining twice as much gold, every revenge that you do within PvP gives you twice as much gold. It won't show it on the final screen, but if you pay close attention to your gold before the battle and after the battle, it actually gives you twice as much to the number that it shows on the final screen. So it's definitely a good idea to go for literally every revenge you ever see, even if it's on a trophy number that you normally don't do, simply because it just gives so much more, basically double the rewards of what a normal battle would do, at least in gold. Okay, so far so bad. Wow. What do you even go for here? I guess we'll go for that yellow. We keep stealing the few manas that we actually do need. Let's see. He's gonna go for his thing soon. So I probably should take green just to deny him there. Oh, and he still manages to find a way to get full mana. That's quite unfortunate. We'll just take that. Doesn't really give us much value though. And he gets a pretty big cascade. Luckily, we are not frozen on yellow, so we can go for that. Red Surge, Purple Surge. I think we go for Purple Surge here. Because we're doubling the brown next. Hopefully we'll cleanse and go from there. Perfect. Exactly what we need to have happen. We'll just go move that down. I think we won. As weird as it may seem, it looks, oh, we're about to lose. Nope, now we won. It's as quick as that, the turnaround. Get an Element Grim down. Yep, it's over. We won. Well, that switched quickly. Went from pretty much just about to lose to there's the win. Perfect. I really wish there was a way to put Impervious on this team. There kind of is, but there isn't a troop that can burn automatically that also has an extra turn. Every single burner that has immune to Devour has... what was I going with this? Oh, has a cast that can't really extra turn that well. The two biggest ones, I believe, are Jotnar Storm Shield and that one guy, red-yellow, 14 mana cost, King Salinas. So Jotnar Storm Shield, I mean, Jotnar Firehammer, whatever his name is. No, not him. Stonehammer, whatever. The guy from... Names, how do they work? The guy from, Dwarf. That guy, Stonehammer. Him and King Salinas are, I believe, the only two that can burn while also have immune to Devour. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check that. Let me see. How would be a good way to actually check that? I guess just type in burn. No, that would bring up way too many troops. Never mind. There's no easy way to check this, but I assume those are the only two. Not counting the extra automatic extra turns. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to actually get a couple of them into a team because you kind of have to put in Element Grim in last slot. But the problem with putting Element Grim in last slot is you generally will end up locking him on too many manas if you end up doing that, which is one of the reasons why I never bothered doing such. You wish you had an Element Grim. I think it's craftable this week, isn't it? I actually completely forget what it is. It's Guard's Avatar, Famine, something, something. Let's see. It's wrong order. It's Guard's Avatar, Element Grim. Oh, it's actually craftable this week. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it's definitely a good idea to get him if you happen to have the resources for it. He's more of a better troop to have fully traded, though it's not necessarily a necessity. While he does have insanely good traits, all of them are defensive, not offensive. So his damage output's still exactly the same, regardless of if you have him traded or not. He just becomes more unkillable when he happens to be traded. And they did some really worse legends. I made a joke about it earlier, but they basically chose the 4 worst legends currently in the game. Gloomleaf, Bone Dragon, Bunny Nog, and Spooky Imp. Though I do have to say, Bone Dragon is not the absolute worst. It's just really bad after its nerf. But yeah, Gloomleaf, Bunny Nog, Spooky Imp, all abysmally bad troops that basically never get used. Also, Spooky Imp is in the drop pool right now as well. You don't really need him other than collection purposes, but I love Grim or Farish Ra, definitely Ra. In every situation, it's always better to go Farish Ra. The only problem is he hasn't been around for ages. But honestly, there isn't any mythic better than Farish Ra. At least from a do you need to craft it standpoint. Because anything prior to 3 Farish Ras should basically just be throw everything into getting more Farish Ras. Because it just saves you so much time in soul farming. The earlier you can get more Farish Ras, the better. Let's see. Where do we go? This is already turning really bad. This looks like the previous battle where we like, oh, we're about to lose any moment now. Though this time we might actually lose. Because there's not even any mana I can try swiping for or anything like that. So I'm going to have to let him, I think, skull me here. Because I need to deny some more of his mana. Oh gosh, and that just made it even worse. I'm doing that to deny his mana. I just give him full mana on this thing. That did not work over at all. I guess we go Purple Surge and just hope we get lucky on the following turns. Okay, good. We didn't get devoured. Though it might not really matter much. Well, there's a lot of green. If nothing else, at least we don't end our turn whenever we take greens. So move that over. Move that over. Move that over. We are frozen on red, so I cannot go for that. And we are frozen on... No, we're not frozen on brown, actually. Though we could try it, though there's not enough brown to really make it work, so we'll wait a turn or two. He dies off a burn. And now we're unfrozen on everything except red and purple and yellow. Well, that's not even close to everything then, is it? Okay, let's go for that. Come on, unfreeze already. If we unfreeze, we can win the second we unfreeze. I need to also make sure he doesn't get any extra turn. I also need to make sure he doesn't get any damage at all in any way, shape, or form. Okay, we'll take the skull. Looks like we're doing pretty safe so far. Okay, we don't have the storm anymore. That just went away. We somehow has not managed to cleanse that yet. Somehow. We'll just take some yellows. Oh, the extra turn. No! No! Every chance we had of winning. Well, actually, we still have one chance. This has to hit. That did not hit hard enough. He sure is, though. Okay, let's see. What's the game plan here? Do we just let him die and just take mana? No, because everything is blocked, so I can't even do that. Alright, we got him cleansed. There is a small glimmer of hope. Okay, we'll go take that. Okay, the glimmer of hope is gone. Okay, we'll move that over. I would have to green this. I'm not even going to bother with the skull. We'd have to get a brown right there to have any chance of winning. That's not a brown. Okay. Well, he has 4 attack. Skull. Okay, it wasn't double skull, though. We have a chance. We have 21 HP. We gotta make this 21 HP last the entire battle. Somehow. They also have no burns. Okay, so far so good. Don't miss. Okay, it missed. We're dead. Well then, that didn't quite work out. 4,000 diamonds to craft a mythic takes around 2 months without paying any money at all. It takes approximately 2 months or so. So yes, it is quite a bit of time. Maybe even more towards 3 months if you're in a more casual guild that doesn't get all the tasks done up to like the diamonds that you get every single week. I think you get like, what, 150 diamonds every week just from the guild. And of course the dungeons and all that. But yeah, it takes around 2 to 3 months to do it 100% casually without spending any money or any gems. Just basically doing your standard guild tasks, playing whenever, and going from there. But yeah, it is quite a bit of time. There's no current way to actually farm them within the game other than just doing dungeon every day. They are going to be likely adding something where we will be able to farm them in the future. Of course, it'll be a ridiculously small amount when that does get added, but it will indeed be some kind of way, shape, or form to be able to get at least some of them. So once that gets added to the game, it will make it a little bit easier to actually farm specific cards that you might want. And that'll definitely be needed, because by the time they actually add a mechanic like that, we're probably going to have like nearly 24 mythics in the game. Actually, I believe we almost already have 24 mythics in the game, which is insane compared to like a year ago. A year and a half ago, we only had 0 mythics. There weren't even mythics in the game. They ended up adding them. No, got a Element Grim down. Get another Element Grim down. We could just loop it. Oh, nope, never mind. Yeah, we'll throw... No, we're not. It misclicked twice. We're gonna go for that instead. It's giving us a sign. Don't go for it. Okay, that's... Actually, we could have just won already. Well, we'll take that down then. Could have won one turn earlier with the Infernus. Not like it matters. Infinite loop will go pretty quick. Can someone explain the new Guild War point system? Basically, you set your team as 24 unique troops. Basically, what you have to do is on Monday, or prior to the day actually occurring, you need to set all of your defend teams to be completely different teams that don't repeat any troops. So, for example, if you use a Valkyrie on this day, you cannot use a Valkyrie on any of the other days. You also can't double up on a troop. So let's say you wanted to use 2 Krakens. Nope, you can't do that. It will not count as a unique troop. You have to use only 1 Kraken across all 6 of these teams, and using 2 in one team will also still penalize you for using multiple. So you just have to set 6 teams of 4 different troops without repeating any of those, so 24 unique troops across all 6. These teams do not need to be the color of the day. So for example, you can see on my red day, they're not obviously not all red. You do not have to make them based on the color. You just have to make them unique across all 24. That's the only factor. And if you do that, you essentially get basically 12,000 free points for the week, which is a pretty decent amount for basically doing nothing other than just setting your defense to unique troops. So it's definitely highly advised to do so. But yeah, that's basically all you really need to know about it. I was expecting it to be slightly more complex and convoluted, but no, it's really as simple as just set 24 different troops, and then you get 12,000 points for free, essentially. It's as simple as that, pretty much. Let's see. During what time in Gems of War was your favorite time to play around? I'd say probably... Probably soon after traits came out, I would have to say. Soon after traits. At that point, we had level 20, we had traits. Like, the time after they balanced traits, the initial time, when they started giving unique traits to legends, I think. Right around then, I think, was pretty decent. Another pretty good time was basically just when it started, because everyone was at basically early game. There was no one in late game because there was no late game at the time. So everyone was kind of just starting out, going on their own and doing, trying to figure out the game, doing stuff, farming, and it's quite a bit of fun back then. Early game still has that funness to it too, but yeah, you don't get to experience as much now, because now if you are a newer player, you'll very soon just start finding people. Like, this is what could literally be the choices that you have as a level 100 player. You'll see a level 50, then you'll see some kind of ridiculous battle that, I probably can't do that, and then you'll see a 3 trophy that you almost guaranteed can't do, unless you're using a specific team specifically for countering them out. So, yeah, it was kind of nice back then when it was first started. There was a real lack of balance, but the strategies that you would use were kind of interesting because everything was so simple in its stats. Back then, like, the highest attack value was like a 10 or 11, and durability was only around like 30 or so. So every single stat that you did through poison and stuff like that, every single one mattered so much more than what it matters now. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun starting out in this game. That's probably the best moment in this game is like the first 100 hours you play. Everything beyond that does get into a bit of a grind. A fun grind nonetheless, but still, it does get into a grind as far as like getting all the kingdoms leveled up, then getting all the kingdom stars, and then guild wars and stuff like that, getting everything that you need to actually be able to do well in guild wars. And all those kind of things. Luckily, when Guild Wars actually started, I literally already had everything, so I didn't really need to worry about the accumulation factor of it. What's the rewards for doing guild battles defense? There isn't really much. Whenever you win on a Guild War day, you end up getting 100% bonus EXP. I don't have it because I didn't get one the previous day, but you get 100% bonus EXP the following day, as well as 50 glory. I mean, not 50 glory, 50 guild seals. Other than that, you also get rewards based on where you place, or even if you just participate. These rewards don't really change much in lower brackets, but in higher brackets, it is quite worth going for. I keep clicking the absolute last final one, but here's all the rewards that you get from that based on where you are in brackets. And the main thing that this gives is two things. The unique Guild War troops, which are currently only available through Guild Wars, and they are going to be adding more in the future. And they also give a really decent amount of gems. Actually, one of the highest gem gains in the entire game comes out of the results of Guild Wars, at least from the higher brackets anyways. But most even casual guilds are pretty much like rank 50 plus for the most part. Like the mid-game kind of guilds, most of them are kind of around there. Definitely at least like getting 75 gems for free, and even if you just participate at like, let's say like the lowest possible, which is around like rank 400-ish realistically, you would still get like 25 gems just for playing, so it's kind of nice. Unfortunately, a good bulk of the rewards are all the way pushed up to like the top like few dozen guilds, but they might change in the future. We'll have to see exactly what they end up doing with that. Let's see. Any idea what the highest player level on consoles is? I am not sure. Console did start a little bit later than PC Mobile, though both of them did get level the raising of the level 1000 cap at essentially the exact same time. So yeah, their leveling should be about the same as PC Mobile. So if 1,300 is their highest, that would be realistic, because the highest on PC Mobile right now ignoring the person who's in first, I believe is around level 1,400 or so. The absolute person in first is almost 1,700. But that's because the main focus of his account, ever since they raised the level cap, was to be the highest level in the entire game. And he has done pretty well at doing that, as he is the highest level in the entire game. But anyways, guys, I believe I am going to be heading out for the night, unless there's any other questions that anyone wanted to leave real quick. But anyways, we'll be back tomorrow, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This particular Friday, I don't believe is bringing any content whatsoever. Let me just double check. I don't believe... Let me see. 1 second. No. But there is something nice coming on this... not this Friday. This next Monday reset. It's going to be a Halloween-themed week, and we are getting 3 Golvania troops. 2 for glory and 1 within the event key drop pool. So if you have any event keys laying around or want to go try farming for some, or the gems to do so, make sure you have some on reserve for Monday, because there is a new legend that's going to be there, and I would assume by about 100 of them you'd be able to get it. One other thing to note about event keys next week is it is possible to get things like Crimson Bat and Draculus. Draculus is a mythic, since it is event keys, and it's going to be opening from Golvania. There are 2 legends you'll be able to get, the new legend and Crimson Bat, both of which should be decent, and Draculus, which is essentially just a mythic version of Crimson Bat in a way. So if you're interested in any of those, definitely save up some event keys for that. Anyways, guys, thank you all for coming out. I'll see you all next time, or next tomorrow night, same time as always, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. And of course, we're still doing our Friday and Saturday stream with the redeem codes at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Friday and Saturday. And what's that? What's that link before we leave? What is this link of which you post? Oh yeah, there's the highest level thing. I was going to go and try looking that up real quick, but thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, the post that was just posted is the highest levels, and that was correct. Not counting the person in first, the highest level basically is 1,400. It's at level 1,394. So if the highest player on console is 1,300 right now, they'd basically be in 5th or 6th place relative to PC Mobile as far as the highest level in the game. But yeah, the highest level is level 1,672. So that's like a really, really, really high number. Honestly, through the history of this game, I probably will not reach that number of leveling. It would take me at the rate I'm doing like 3 to 4 years probably to reach that level. Anyways, guys, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you all later. Best of luck with everything. Goodbye.